Okay, listen, and I quote, he's very easy to beat. He'll go out in four. That's what Teofimo Lopez said in regards to Subriel Matias. Y'all believe him? Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Tough Glove Boxing. I am locked in, and let's get ready to talk about it!
Okay. Okay, so listen, man. It seems like Subriel Matias has finally arrived on the radar. The other champions, they looking at him, except for one, good, right? We'll let Ryan Garcia get rolly about the conversation. But so yeah, Subriel Matias. He's been getting a lot of attention lately. Everybody's asking the champions about him. So congratulations to all the Subriel Matias fans out there that have put forward this big push, to get his name out there, because now when the people start talking, they have to take notice. And right now, a lot of the people, especially in Puerto Rico, are standing behind their boy Subriel Matias, and he has not disappointed thus far. In fact, he's been incredibly impressive, making 5 opponents in a row quit in the ring, 20 victories, 20 knockouts, one loss, right? It was a split decision loss, one loss, but he avenged that loss with the knockout. All right. Now, the thing that I like about this situation, right? Now, granted, Regis has been saying he is not afraid of the Subriel Matias smoke since like earlier this year, because they started asking Regis about Matias immediately after he became IBF champ. And, you know, and Regis, everybody knows, is my favorite champ at 140 pounds, right? I rock with him. He got a good fight coming up this weekend. Make sure y'all check it out and support it. But he says recently, that he wants he wants Subriel Matias in 2024. And see, that's what I like hearing, right? Because Regis is willing to show me better than he can tell me. And we're going to go over that article. I'm not making any of this up, but I'm just glad that Subriel Matias is finally on the radar. He's getting the notoriety that he deserves. His work is starting to show up, but he still has a ways to go to get where he really needs to be. He's going to really have to put on, and because now they are starting to pressure the top guys to go against him, and that's the smoke that he wants, by the way. That's the smoke that Subriel Matias wants. He's one of them ones, right? And I can easily see him getting on that pound for pound list, provided he, makes the right moves. Now, he is signed to the PBC. He did recently fight, right? He has been active this year, more so than Teofimo Lopez, who actually said he would stop Subriel Matias in 4 rounds. But, Subriel Matias has been active. And with the PBC situation, I don't know when we're going to see him in the ring again. Right? It's not one of these situations where if PBC was still Showtime, we know we'd probably end up seeing him in like March or something like that. But we don't know, because we don't know where what direction the PBC is going. But anyway, maybe they'll let that fight happen on the ESPN side, like they did with Stephen Fulton, right? For Matias, because they believe Matias to come get that belt from Teofimo Lopez. He said that he would stop Subriel Matias in 4 rounds. But Subriel Matias is finally getting the notoriety that he deserves. There's being heavy pressure applied to the other champs to keep him inside the conversation. He himself is now seen doing more interviews and being more out, and open to his fans, and that's a good thing. Now, as far as where we get our information from, I was reading a boxing scene this morning, right? So I came across the article. Teofimo Lopez on Subriel Matias. He's very easy to beat. He'll go out in 4, right? So I want Teofimo to show me better than he can tell me. I want Teofimo Lopez to show me better than he can tell me. You know what I'm saying? You guys, boxing scene is an excellent place to get your boxing news. I really ever. I don't ever get the bias vibe from them. So what they print and report on it seems pretty reliable so far that I've been watching them. So it's an excellent way for you to keep up on boxing and find out what's going on in the sport. Period. Right. Very reliable way. If you're a content creator, you should already know. But anyway, it says the name of the name is hit and not get hit. Subriel Matias, however, doesn't abide by that way of thinking. For the 31-year-old, he often places his chin directly in the air and dares his opponent to take their best swing. Now, this article is by Hans Thermostad, okay? And it was published on December 7th. Now, first of all, that's not really what he does, right? He is going to test your power, right? He's going to try to feel what you have, but it's not like he just keeping his chin in the air saying, hit me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that. But it says, his opponent, dares his opponents to take their best swing. At times, Matias may stumble, but he never falls. Last month at the Michelob Ultra Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, Ergashev dominates the first two rounds against the current IBF champ. His momentum, of course, didn't last, and that's just typical of Subriel Matias' fight, right? Subriel Matias, sorry. That's just typical of his fights. Matias began pouring it on. Once he realized that he could take what Ergashev was dishing out in just 4 additional rounds, the normally durable contender was unable to answer the bell for the start of the 7th. He never been in there with anybody like Subriel Matias, right? So, with another knockout win under his belt, Teofimo Lopez has taken notice, but while most believe that Matias deserves to be in the discussion of best super lightweight in the world, and this is a credible boxing source that's reporting that, guys, Lopez simply views him as a decent fighter, nothing more, nothing less. Now, I get it. Subriel Matias called Teofimo Lopez a coward, but Subriel Matias is also like, what's going on? Let's get the fight going, right? I didn't hear nothing about Teofimo yet saying that he wants to make the fight. He's a solid dude, said Lopez on the Porterway podcast. I saw that in that podcast, by the way. A solid fighter, definitely got that grit. Lopez, 26, may have been regulated to just one appearance this year, but he made it count at the theater. We also he beat Josh Taylor. Now Lopez is sitting back and weighing his options. Ostensibly matchups against Devin Haney, which is cap because we all know he don't want that Devin Haney smoke. He already ran from it from 135. It just is what it is. I like Lopez, but we got to call a spade a spade. Gervonta Tank Davis, he does want that fight. And Ryan Garcia. That'll be a good money fight, right? Because I think, Teofimo Lopez does need a fight that's going to give him that bag because, to be honest with you, with the accomplishments and the type of boxer he is, he really deserves to be one of the higher paid athletes in the sport. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with his pockets, but I think I can support a fight with Ryan Garcia given the fact that he feel like they not giving him the money that he deserves, and that would at least get him a bag. So I could get behind that. And it says in Ryan, but if you notice, there's no mention of Subriel Matias or Regis Prograde. You understand? But it says matchups against Devin Haney, Gervonta Tank Davis, and Ryan Garcia ranked near the top of his list. But if he were presented with a boatload of cash, he would have no problem facing Matias next. So by a boatload of cash, y'all see that? When it comes to Matias, he needs a boatload of cash, but he'll stop him at 4. Now, does that make sense to you guys? Does that make sense? See, this is the thing that makes me mad with Teofimo Lopez sometimes. You need a boatload for him. Now, you deserve the bag. Let's make no mistake about that, right? But this is a great-ass fight. Teofimo has a lot of fans. Matias for sure has a lot of fans and people waiting for him to get that shot. Matter of fact, they saying this is probably the best fight at 140 pounds. And to be honest with you, like I said, Teofimo Lopez, if it wasn't for his chin, I would automatically say he beats Matias. But you got to remember, Matias is longer. He got a significant reach advantage over Teofimo Lopez, who's going to have to come in. We know what Matias do on that inside, and you don't want to be caught on the end of his punches either. So, if it wasn't for that chin, but if he can stop Matias in 4, that means he's saying he got the power to knock Matias out with one punch, and I just don't see that. But they also did say he's never faced anybody as powerful as Teofimo Lopez, right? And I will have to say, I don't think Teofimo Lopez knocked out Josh Taylor. right? So I don't know why they would assume Subriel Matias couldn't handle his power. But let's go. Um, Where were we? But if he were presented with a boatload of cash, he would have no problem facing Matias next. As for how a showdown between them would play out, he knows good and well that Matias has one hell of a chin. With that said, never has the Puerto Rican been hit with the sort of leather that Lopez will be throwing come fight night. Now, don't get me twisted. He is very easy to beat. He'll probably go out in 4, and that's in quotes. Now, Teofimo Lopez got power and he filled into the 140-pound scarily, like he looks strong. You understand? And he knows how to distribute that power. He has a lot of weapons, right? But if he can't knock, it's like I just feel like they got two different. Like Matias don't knock you out with one punch normally, like you have to run into it, right? But his power is more like break you down type of power. Teofimo Lopez power is more like explosive power. So that would be a great match. But Teofimo Lopez don't want that smoke. He don't want that smoke. It's gonna take a boatload of cash. I'm guessing more than 10 million, and that's to me pricing himself out. You know, to fight Subriel Matias. I think it will be a good fight though. From a fan's perspective, it would be great to see. Then here we got Regis Prograis on Subriel Matias showdown in 2024. Devin Haney is pretty much the only person Regis Progress thinks of nowadays. The newly turned 25-year-old has appeared in his dreams. His face is plastered on his heavy bags, and he's often the first person that comes to mind when he wakes up in the morning. Okay, pause. The 24-hour news cycle revolving around Devin stems from Prograis' desire to knock him down a few pegs. All right, so that's him talking about Devin Haney. Okay, so it says Regis Prograis wanted to see how David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade played out, but while that was the headline, the ring appearance of Subriel Matias was heavily on the mind of the WBC champ. Matias goes about his business in a violent way. He isn't trying to make friends in there. Facts. Simply put, he enjoys finding out how much punishment a man can actually take. So we all saw what he did. You know what I'm saying? Ergashev, with muscles protruding from his neck, promised to put Matias through the canvas and take the IBF title before eventually burying him. Seldom does a fight take place in this division without Prograis keeping tabs on it. So let's see what Prograis had to say when they asked him. Prograis 34 had seen enough, of course. He isn't overlooking Haney, but he felt compelled to jump on social media to send Matias a date and time for their mega clash. Regis Prograis vs. Subriel Matias 2024. See? My favorite fighter at 140. You understand? Subriel's a beast. Don't get it twisted. This is an uphill battle for my favorite fighter. But the fact is, put some respect on my boy Regis Prograis name. You dig what I'm saying? He ready for the smoke. He willing to take the fight. He named the year. I'm sure it ain't like Teofimo Lopez. You ain't got to pay him a boatload of cash. You just got to pay him a load of cash. You understand? They both going to get paid off of that, a fight like that. Because the Puerto Ricans want Matias certified. I mean, he already certified, but they want the world to recognize him as certified. And what better way than do that than to put a classic matchup against Regis Prograis or Teofimo Lopez, right? And Rolly Romero? Nah, I'm fucking with you. Y'all saw the thumbnail. I'm keeping that same energy. But anyway, yeah, so I thought it was kind of, good. I thought this is a good thing. This is things that boxing fans want to hear. But, I still feel like Teofimo Lopez, man, he's talking that duck talk a little bit, man. He didn't even have to put out if they pay me a buttload of cash. Like, you didn't even have to say that. All you had to do was say, yeah, I'll fight him. Under the right circumstances, I'll fight him. But when you say they got to pay me a boatload of cash to take the fight, that kind of makes it seem like, they not even going to entertain it if they ain't trying to spend a budget on that type. You know what I'm saying? That's the Hulu king. Teofimo Lopez let you know in a minute. He the king of the Hulu theater. You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on that man's name. But in all honesty, well, his accomplishments and for the type of fighter he is, he does deserve to be one of the high-paid fighters in the sport. So I can't be mad if he's not. I don't know who conducted his business, but, You know, he's obviously not happy with it. But anyway, that's what he said about Matias, y'all. Y'all get in the comment section. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all think Teofimo Lopez is going to stand on that? That he can put Matias away in 4? Do you think he has the capabilities and the power to do that? And this is for either fan. Teofimo Lopez fan, Subriel Matias fan, or Regis fan. I'm a fan of all of them. But Regis is just my favorite out of the group. And he ready, and he's saying he'll take that Matias smoke. That's what I want to hear. He ain't say nothing about cash, nothing about whatever he might be thinking on back. He just put Subriel Matias or Regis Prograde versus Subriel Matias 2024. And because he said that, because I'm doing a prediction video for Regis Prograde Devin Haney, the final prediction video, okay? And it's not going to be what y'all think it's going to be. But I'm doing my final prediction then. But now, because of Regis wanting that smoke with Subriel Matias, I want Regis to win. I want him to win because of that. So that fight can be for 2 belts, for a unification. Because I doubt that Devin Haney, and I can't even say that, right? Because Devin Haney do run toward the smoke too. So I'm not even going to fix my mouth to say nothing against Devin Haney in that situation like that. The only reason why I'm not including him in this conversation really is because he's not the champ yet. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see on my thumbnail, I got all 4 of the 140-pound champs on there. But anyway, y'all get in the comment section. Thank you for taking the time to check out the content. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, I welcome you to hit the subscribe button. We're a small family, but we're a strong family. And you don't got to agree with everything I say. All you got to do is do what I do and love the sport of boxing. Tough Glove Boxing. We out.
You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here.